good things for us. But WHO is also doing some very bad things that I would like to bring to your attention. There is an international health regulation of WHO that is what WHO uses to guide in the management of pandemics. And there is a proposal to amend that document, Your Excellency. And the amendments so proposed are going to convert WHO, which is an advisory body that is run by bureaucrats who are not elected, into an administrative authority that will have power to usurp the sovereignty of member states in case the Director General simply says that there is a pandemic. Now, the negotiations for that international health regulations plus a new pandemic treaty are currently going on, and there will be a meeting this month, actually we are in, and the negotiations have been headed by the Ministry of Health technocrats, Ministers of Health, Ministers of Foreign Affairs, and ambassadors, and I'm not sure that they are briefing the executive and the parliaments in the different countries, yet they are negotiating things that can destroy the sovereignty of Africa. We cannot afford to trust WHO anymore, Your Excellency, and I'll just mention a few things that have caused great concern to us. In 2014-2015, WHO brought tetanus eradication campaign in our country. It was a campaign to eradicate neonatal tetanus, babies who are born who eventually get tetanus. And the vaccine that was used is a different type of a tetanus vaccine that is a fertility regulating vaccine, where they take tetanus and combine it with a hormone called human chorionic gonadotropin that supports pregnancy. And when you inject a woman with that vaccine, she produces antibodies against that hormone and therefore is rendered sterile. So we are noticing an increase in the number of infertility cases among young couples who you examine and they are normal but cannot get children, or couples who are losing 3, 4, 5 pregnancies before they can carry any pregnancy to term. We were able to expose this, and we have even published a paper that is available. And fortunately, in 2017, WHO said Kenya is now free of neonatal tetanus, and they left our country. But they developed this vaccine over a 20-year period of research from 1972 to 1992. And they used that vaccine in South America, and it is possible it has been used in many other African countries. The second reason we cannot trust WHO, Your Excellency, is malaria. UK was able to eradicate malaria in 1921. The US was able to eradicate malaria in 1951. And from 1955, WHO has been working on how Africa can eradicate malaria, and up to today, we still haven't been able to eradicate malaria. And now they have proposed GMO mosquitoes. Seems like it's not enough to own seed that is going to be used to make our people poor because of GMO seed. Now they are making GMO, they are proposing GMO mosquitoes that apparently will sterilize the natural ones. Now, we do not know the extent of damage that kind of activity would take. But worst of all is that they're proposing vaccination of our children against malaria. Yet malaria is a treatable disease. In fact, the herb that is being used, the trees that are being used to create quinine, which is one of the best medicines, especially where there is resistance, the trees are grown here in Congo. Artemisia afra, Artemisia annua is a herb that treats malaria just from drinking the tea of the herb. These things are available to us. And with concerted effort, Africa can eradicate malaria without the help of WHO. Now, one of our doctors in Congo wrote a paper that demonstrated how well the Artemisia tea worked and compared it to conventional medicine and even demonstrated it works better than conventional medicine. And 2 years later, his paper was pulled out. It was retracted. We do not need a vaccine for our children to treat for malaria. Then, Your Excellency, WHO also proposes the use of the HPV vaccine to prevent cancer of the cervix amongst our children. We are supposed to inject our girls from the age of 10 with a vaccine called human papilloma HPV vaccine. Now, that vaccine is being said to be a vaccine for preventing cancer of the cervix. Your Excellency, that vaccine is for a sexually transmitted disease called human papilloma virus disease. It is not for cancer. Now, any virgin, whether male or female, is not at risk of getting HPV. And it is only on the first sexual experience that there is a risk that one could get this disease. And if a woman got this disease and got sick with HPV, over 90% of them, their natural immunity destroy the virus and she doesn't need any treatment from anyone. A small group of 1 to 10% will develop persistent disease. And this persistent disease, undetected for 15 to 20 years, is the only time it would give them a risk of cancer. And Europe and America were able to reduce deaths from cancer of the cervix to negligible levels by only popularizing a test called the pap smear test among any woman who has ever experienced sexual intercourse, one test done every 3 years.
Your Excellency, WHO has always been an advisory organization. What Dr. Wahome is saying, the new international health regulations that they are pushing will make the decisions by WHO binding to all nations, and that is what we must resist. So if they decided that Uganda needs to have this vaccine, then it will ensure that the vaccine is actually given to all the people, because that is their decision. And those are the health regulations that we are saying should not be passed by the health ministers.
Now, Dr. Wahome
maintenant,
has now rang the alarm bell.
Vient de sonner la cloche.
I have been proudly promoting 13 vaccines.
Je promouvais avec fierté 13 vaccins.
In Uganda, you go and be vaccinated, 13 of them.
En Ouganda, disait vaccinez-vous, 13 vaccins.
Including the one he's talking about, the one of anti-cervix cancer.
Y compris le vaccin qu'il a évoqué contre le papillomavirus.
So I thank you so much. I want to read that paper.
Je vous remercie. J'aimerais lire votre document.
So you are now coming up to fight your wars, because for us we fought ours. We are now in the background supporting you. Now you take the lead and fight these wars.
Vous commencez à mener vos combats. Nous avons amené les nôtres et nous vous soutenons aujourd'hui.
And I thank you for immunizing me against WHO.
Et je vous remercie de m'avoir vacciné contre l'OMS.
Because now you have given me a vaccine.
Vous venez de me vacciner contre l'OMS.
To be careful about WHO.
De faire attention quand je traite avec l'OMS.
Hello guys and welcome back to Mora TV. So guys, umesikia venye Dr. Wahome amesema, and it's really sad what the Western countries are doing to us as Africans. It's really regrettable because sielewi ni kwa nini they always want to use us as their test tubes. Yani they want to use ni kama sisi it's like Africa is a big laboratory where they come to test whatever it is that they want to test so that they can see if it works. You remember the other time Bill Gates alikuwa anakuja huku sijui anataka kutudungia ng'ombe zetu, hatujui zinataka kudungiwa nini. At the end of the day, you know, these are the same cattle that tutachinja tuweke kwa buchari zetu, and then we'll end up eating things that we do not understand, because first of all, we do not know what was going to be injected to these animals. Okay, let's go back to what Dr. Wahome is saying. Kile Dr. Wahome anasema is that the WHO inataka kuleta some kind of regulation into Africa, regulations zenye zinafanya sisi tukue forced kufanyiwa vitu ambavyo hatutaki, lakini because if the government accepts this WHO in our countries, we will find ourselves in situations zenye hatuwezi jisaidia because our leaders accepted just a part of WHO. You remember the other day, Trump is saying, I don't know if he has already pulled out, but he was to pull out from WHO. And a lot of our patients, or a lot of people with AIDS, HIV AIDS and everything, were going to really be affected by this action, or by this signing that he did. And I just feel like vitu mingi zinafanyika, you know, alafu medication is a very crucial thing for us Kenyans, or for anyone in the world who is not a doctor. Niwe ni mara ngapi umeenda hospitali unasema unaumwa mali fulani, unadungwa shindano but hujui umedungwa nini? Mradi tu upone, because you have put your trust and your health kwa hawa watu. Okay? So apparently it's the Dr. Wahome Kenya anasema ni number one, malaria was eradicated in the UK in 1921. Wadau, 1921 is when? Ni kitambo. Alafu another thing, the US ika-eradicate in 1951. But from 1955 to date, WHO inajaribu bado it's working on how to eradicate malaria in Africa. Mi swali nauliza, kwani ni method gani ilitumika America na UK yenye wezi tumika Africa? What exactly do these people want from us? Because it seems like they just want to get rid of us, you know? And they're the same people who come to Africa to get some kind of herbs and everything to go and do those tests, and na wanajitibu na the same medication as zenye wamepata from our herbs in our, because we Africa is a rich country. Africa is rich with whatever it is that we'll need. And I feel like they come here, they see us, and they feel like we do not know the value of what we have as Africans, and they take it away from us. In short, I feel like colonization never really came to an end. Colonization is still here, but chini ya maji. Tunaumizwa chini ya maji yenye hatujui. Okay? And sijui guys, if you have a teenager, or you have a child, from a girl from 10 years and maybe around 13, 15 there, kuna hizi vaccines, sijui ni vaccine ama injections za HPV zilikuwa zinapeanwa mashule, inaitwa not mashule but huku naenda usiupeane, because apparently it was supposed to prevent cancer. Woe unto you, mother, who took your child, because apparently HPV is a sexually transmitted disease, and it has nothing to do with cancer. How sad, you know? How sad is it that unaenda kuinject mtoto wako ukifikiria unamsaidia, kumbe unamwekea some foreign whatevers in her body. Okay? And you remember also not remember, but in 2014 and in 2015, tetanus eradication campaign ilianza in Africa, and it was neonatal tetanus. This is the tetanus yenye mtoto akizaliwa, kama venye mtoto anazaliwangwa anapatiwa inaitwanga aje, there's a word that there's something wanapewangu inaitwanga, what's the name? Somebody aniambia hapo chini what's that name? Anyway, I'll remember as I continue. So this tetanus vaccine, my people, it is a type of tetanus vaccine yenye inaenda kuharibu fertility ya mtoto wako. Okay? Your child will be rendered sterile. Mtoto wako ata grow up kama ni mwanamke ashinda akifukuzwa kwa maboma za watu kisa na maana hazai, lakini aliumizwa akiwa mdogo. This is what the westernized country is doing to us. This is what the westernized countries want to see us suffer. They want us to keep, I don't know why they give us aid, yet they're the ones who are causing whatever it is we are lacking. Wao ndio wanatucause tunakuwa in a certain situation, and then you find yourself sick of a certain disease, alafu wao wako hapo ati they're giving us aid. And you remember guys, after COVID-19 people were being vaccinated, sijui walikuwa nda kudungwa shindano za nini. Thank God I did not go, but apparently bado walikuwa wanadungwa na the same antigen or the same, sijui ni page na gani, tell me if it's the right word, yenye ilileta the same COVID-19. So what exactly were they trying? Okay, apparently right now pia mmesikia kuna another virus imetokea pale China inaitwa HMPV or something like that. Okay, and I'm wondering, kwani ya watu wanaendanga tu lab, they're creating diseases, creating viruses, and alafu wanaanza eliminate watu throughout the world, especially in Africa. It's really sad. It's really sad because apparently the medication that is supposed to eradicate malaria is from Africa, and it's called Artemisia habra or Artemisia annua, na inapatikana Congo. But US and the UK were able to eradicate malaria in 1921 and 1951 respectively. But sisi Kenya, not Kenya, but sisi Africans, wenye hiyo hub inapatikana kwao, hatuja eradicate malaria. Isn't it a sad situation in Kenya? Are we not in a sad situation in Africa? Because mimi nashindwa nowadays, the fact that kuna like hizi vaccinations za polio and everything, mbona watoto wana vaccinatiwa more than when I was growing up? Because when I was growing up ulikuwa unapatiwa vaccination ama immunization ama whatever the name ya polio once, but nowadays kila siku sijui leo ni kitu gani, kesho ni kitu gani. And ujui mtoto wako anadungwa nini, because apparently the last vaccination that people were given in Kenya, not people but children, others ended up in hospital. They have never known what actually walikuwa wanadungwa. So Kenya be woke, Africa be woke. Let us question whatever is brought in from the westernized countries, because we are still being colonized in a very bad way. Because if you destroy the health of a nation, you are destroying the economy of a nation, and it's really a bad thing, because these are the same people. I feel like they're mad, they're angry that we have a good immunity system, because we eat a lot of organic things and everything. I miss you guys. What do you think? Able comment down below and subscribe, like, and share. Stay tuned for the next one. Thank you.